are discussing about how to create custom exception classes. Let's discuss about Java custom exception. If we are creating your own exception, that is known as custom exception or user-defined exception. Java custom exceptions are used to customize the exception according to the user need. If we want to create some exception, then we can create it, and that type of exception is known as custom exception or user-defined exception. We can customize the exception according to our need. By the help of custom exception, we can have our own exception and messages. Yes, we can create and we can execute our custom exception. We can create our exception according to our requirement and with the help of the custom exception. So, what is the need for custom exceptions? Java exceptions cover almost all general exceptions that are bound to happen in programming. But what is the need for custom exceptions? However, we sometimes need to supplement these standard exceptions with our own. The main reasons for introducing custom exceptions are as follows. Business logic exceptions. Exceptions that are specific to the business logic and workflow. These help the application users or the developers to understand what the exact problem is. Second thing is to catch and provide a specific treatment to a subset of existing Java exceptions. We all know that what are the requirements, what are the needs for the custom exception. Now let's discuss about how to create a custom exception in Java. For creating a custom exception in Java, we have to extend the java.lang.exception class. Without extending the java.lang.exception class, our custom class cannot be created. Note that we also have to provide a constructor that takes a string as the error message and call the parent class constructor. So these two are the very important concept for creating the custom exception in Java. Let's see an example. Here we create an example by using public class incorrect file name exception and which extends the exception. And inside it we'll also create a constructor which have a string parameter and it calls the super and it gives us error message. And then close it. In this way, we can create the custom exception in Java. Here is a conclusion. Custom exceptions are very much useful when we need to handle specific exceptions related to business logic. When used properly, they can serve as a useful tool for better exception handling and logging. Let's see the code how we can implement the custom exceptions in our program. Exception. First of all, we create a class invalid age exception. This is an exception class which extends the exception. And then we create a constructor that is invalid age exception which takes string as a parameter and call it super by super s. We just save it and we again create another class that is test custom exception 1 and inside it we create a method that is static void validate which takes int as a parameter and it shows invalid age exception. Invalid age exception is the exception that we have already created, and here we write if age is less than 18 then call the new invalid age exception not valid and else print welcome to vote. And inside the main method, inside the try block, we just create a call the validate method. And then inside the catch statement, we just write exception occur, that is M, and then rest of the code. So just save it and let's execute it. We are already in our test location. So just write zavat test custom exceptions 1.java. And hence it compiles successfully. Let's execute it. See, it will give us the result that is invalid age exception, not valid rest of the code. So for creating the custom exception, simply we need a class and then it extend it by exception, and then create a constructor with a string parameter, and then just call the super method. So in this way, custom exception created. And then in our program, we just call that method, we just call that custom exception method, and our program executed. So in this way, we can create the custom exception in Java, or we can implement the custom exception in Java. Thank you.